United States. I am your anchor, Anthony, and this is my co-anchor, Manuel. This is your 4 o'clock news, and we will bring you all the coverage of the war and what is going on right now. In today's news, the rising topic is the involvement of African Americans in the war. Today, they're serving the military as soldiers, they're serving aircraft factories, and in steel mills, and in shipyards, and more. More than 2.5 million African Americans registered to serve the war, and over 909 of those who registered serving the war today. The Tuskegee Airmen are the most popular African American Air Force group in the war today. They have completed many successful missions in the war and are a rising phenomenon.
Yes, but they still face racial discrimination. The military may remain a racial segregated force for the African Americans. African Americans were often classified as unfit for combat and were not allowed on the front lines. They were mostly given support duties and were not allowed in units with white soldiers. Recently, the government set up all-black combat units as experiments. This was designed to see if African Americans could perform tasks at the same level as a white soldier. As my partner said, the first experiment was the Tuskegee Airmen, the first group of African Americans trained by the Air Force. In 200 missions, they never lost a bomber to enemy fire. The experiment and the participation African Americans made during wartime from World War II right on to the Vietnam War enabled us to make a change in civilian life. It shows you that blacks and whites working together can work on an integrated basis. It shows that it does not disrupt the morale of the troops, says Mr. Dr. Shields, a U.S. Army colonel. We have actual footage sent to us of the Tuskegee Airmen. Please sit back and enjoy the video.
In July of 1941, 5 young Negroes made aviation history at Tuskegee, Alabama. These 5 men were the first of their race to graduate under the Army Air Force's newly organized plan for training Negro pilots. From all parts of the country, these men have come to take the acid test. They are anxious and eager. No leniency is shown, and none is asked. After all, each cadet here has passed the same rigid entrance examinations, the same stiff mental and physical requirements as every other cadet. These are just 5 ordinary men learning to fly for their country. These men are representatives of 30 million fellow Negroes, and all 30 million have their eyes and hopes pinned on them.
Now we go on to our on-team reporter, Caesar, to interview an actual Tuskegee Airman.
Thank you, Anthony and Manny. I'm here with Andrew Smokey Salem. Mr. Salem, how is it to be part of the Tuskegee Airmen?
Well, it is an honor to serve in the military, especially flying a P-40 fighter. This aircraft is a top-of-the-line model and is very efficient when in battle. We are proving that we are equally talented and can get the job done like white folks.
How hard has it been racially discriminated in this war, having African Americans help in the war effort?
I am fully aware of the African Americans being discriminated and segregated during the war, even if we are helping the war and we know we are equally as hopeful as white folks in winning this war. The government has continued to isolate us African Americans, men. We are risking their lives in any other soldier in this war. We are proving we are incredible in what we do and hope to break racial barriers when the war ends. And as the 4 African Americans women, they are at home working and making cars, weapons, and more. Women are also breaking barriers, proving that they are equal in this world.
A last question. After the war is over, how will African Americans be viewed?
Hopefully, African Americans will be treated as equal. We have proven our trust and how we are useful. We are fought hard and have sacrificed our lives to have equal rights, and I hope others will see the same.
Thank you, Mr. Salem, for stopping by and letting us interview you.
You are very welcome, and I hope to shed some light on how African Americans are really treated during time of war.
You truly have. Now back to the anchors, Anthony and Manuel.
Thank you, Caesar, for the on-scene report.
What an inspirational video and interview. This shows that African Americans are equally talented as all Americans. Before the war, these African Americans had promising jobs they left, so the women had to fulfill the jobs the soldiers left. They worked in factories producing military weapons, automobiles, and more. The iconic figure of the World War II was the image of Rosie the Riveter. Although she is a white woman, this image inspired many African American women to join and help the war effort. They were not only used in the South for physical labor on plantations for cotton, rice, indigo, and more crops, but they were also repressed in the North, where they took marginal industrial jobs, such as manufacturing automobiles and food packaging. African American women still had to figure out a way to overcome the nation's policy of Jim Crow laws. Educated women did find ways during the World War II to beat the Jim Crow laws. When the United States entered the Second World War, the previously displaced black workers found new opportunities in the war industries.
Many African Americans migrated to the North, causing household shortages, which angered many whites. Many Americans hated to compete with African Americans for jobs, which led to many violent outbreaks. Recently, race riots broke out in Los Angeles, New York, and Detroit. In Detroit, 25 African Americans and 9 whites died in a riot that took place as African Americans families attempted to move into a new federal housing project. We will show you actual pictures of African Americans helping the war effort.
Thank you for watching your 4 o'clock news, and tune in tomorrow for more coverage of World War II.
I am Manuel, and this is Anthony, and we would like to thank you for tuning into B204. Thank you, and good afternoon.